Om Shanti. We all enjoying the atmosphere of Madhuban and various festivities which are taking place of Shivratri or Shiv Jayanti, celebrating the 70 years. And Baba's Murlis of this season started in the month of October, and we are continuing to make effort on various aspects of Murlis. And in every Murli, Baba is stressing on some point or other point. Whenever I look at the Murli, whether Avyakt Bapdada's Murli or Sakar Bapdada's Murli, I find that even one Murli can make us perfect. Because everything is included even in one Murli. But of course, as a human mind, we always like to have variety. And that is why different Murlis, when we read or when we practice, those Murlis helps us to elevate little more, and the next Murli makes us elevated more. But if we pay attention even on one Murli, that can bring us the perfection. That is why that is what I believe, and that is what I feel. And when various Murlis come, that is why Baba says, you must listen to each Murli. You must not miss even one point. Because who knows, at that particular day, that particular point can touch your heart and can bring the great benefit to yourself and upliftment of your stage. And I can say with my own experience that there were many times in my life that one point of the Murli touched, and that one point made me make effort for several days or even months. So when I was listening to Baba's Murli of this season, one of the points which touched me was when Baba talked about laziness and carelessness, and those points touched me a lot. And I started thinking on that subject. Why the carelessness, why the laziness come in our mind, and how we could make effort to overcome those things. At that time, I was remembering one of the class which was given to us. A few of the teachers were sitting with Adi Prakashmani, and we were asking questions to her. We asked several questions, and one of the questions which was asked to her was how we could make better effort. What kind of effort we must make, what kind of special yoga we must have, or any other special effort. And her answer was very simple. An simple answer which she gave was that if you can keep the Baba's routine, with the accuracy and punctuality and regularity. And that point actually touched my heart a lot. It must be about more than 10 years that point came in front of me, and in front of the few teachers who were sitting in front of the Adi Prakashmani. But I can't say that I have achieved that. But what can I say is that I'm making effort on that. Time to time I lapse, and then again I pull myself. And when this Murli on carelessness and laziness came in this season, I pull back again the same class. I visualize the same scenario of Dadi sitting in front of me and start and talking to me or others also that we must keep the routine of the day which Baba has laid down, from the morning 4 o'clock to the night. And I said, okay, this time I should be serious about it. And I must make this effort of accuracy. And time to time, beside these 2 points, one more point came in my mind. Also, the word original. Original is when everything is started, what was the actually aim and objective of everything which is started, maybe 4 o'clock meditation, maybe the class with me, Murli. Because sometimes I go to the different centers and different countries also, and I say, what time is the class? They will say, okay, class is 7 o'clock. I will like to go to the 7 o'clock class. But when the 7 o'clock class going on, that time is a Murli going. So I said, what really the time of the class? Because I know in my mind when the class time is some minutes of meditation and then Murli. So I understand, okay, class started at 7 o'clock, then Murli started at 7:30, and then we listen to the Murli. But in some places I did not understand when they say, oh, class is starting, that means Murli is starting. So I did not know that. I went and I felt so guilty that I did not sit in meditation before the Murli, and it is not what I like to do, because from the beginning we know that, okay, we sit in meditation, then we listen to the Murli, and we continue the time. When I came in Baba's knowledge, I came in 1968 in Baba's knowledge, just before Brahma Baba became awaked. And of course, you may ask the question to me if I met Brahma Baba. I was not so fortunate to meet Brahma Baba because I was a student of the university and I was having the exams, preparations. Usually in India, the annual exams are on March, and then you start your holidays in April and May. So I was preparing for exam, and I had this thought that yes, after the exam, as soon as the school finish or exam finish, I will be in Madhavan. So that was my plan, but that plan did not work out the way I was think about. So I miss seeing Brahma Baba in physical. But that time I was able to write a letter to him, letter of faith, letter of introduction. Who am I physically and spiritually? How I take Baba's knowledge and how much faith I have, and how I will like to continue for rest of the life. This is my determination. This is my faith that I will going to be living. I never had too much big aims that, I jump into conclusion that I'm going to become Lakshmi Narayan, but I always have the aim that I want to be in Baba's knowledge till the end, the last day, as long in this life, of course. And I wrote a letter to Baba, and I said, okay, this letter, and we even put the picture of our own self, and we have the put everything, and then I said, okay, now let me go. I write the letter in home, and let me go and drop this letter in center so that they could send to Madhavan. So when I was coming out of my room after writing the letter, I really get the big test of faith. My father was standing, sitting down in veranda, and he said, where are you going? I said, I'm going to the center. Why are you going to the center? I said, I'm going to drop this letter of faith, that I want to be in Baba's knowledge all the time. This knowledge is so good. And he said, sit down here. So I said, okay. I sat down there. And after sitting down, he said, from today onwards, you are not going to the center. I say, I felt a little bit low at that particular time. A thought came, what is this big test for me? And then I returned to the room, start thinking. But between that time to the before, I have read so many Baba's books. And even the books in which the whole history of the yagya was there, where so many sisters and dadis, senior dadis have so many problems to reach Baba's home. So that did not affect me as such so much, although it was a great test. And I said, okay, I will write another letter now. So I write another letter, and I told that everything, whatever written was there, I wrote. And I said to Baba, Baba, my body is in the bondage at this present time, but my mind is not in the bondage, and nobody can bind and lock my mind. I am still yours, and I will continue to be yours. And then I hide that letter, and I know that because I am not the person who is going to be staying all the time in home, because if you are going to school or university, you had to come out. So I went and I dropped that letter in the center, and it was sent, and Baba did reply that letter, not as a personal letter, but a letter in which, with the names, everything, and I was very happy with that my name was there in that letter, and Baba talked to me in that letter. So I feel still a little more fortunate than those who are born through the thoughts. I feel I born through the hand of Baba. But that time, after that, I must have gone to 2 or 3 Murlis hidingly. And when I listened to the second Murli after, I get the greatest strength. Although the background of the home was very close-up background, that we're not allowed to go here, we're not allowed to go there, we can't go this and that. But then I get so much courage that I must really talk to my father that I need to continue this knowledge. And somehow I get so much courage to that Murlis, which I listened only 2 Murlis after that I was able to face him, which was first time in my life, because we had a background where you're not going to speak to the big people and the elders and not open your mouth and all that kind of background you have. And to go and talk to him was a great courage. I think it's Baba's help and Baba's strength I was able to tell. And I said, means everybody have the right to believe God, so I have the right to believe God. And everybody have right to worship God the way they want to worship and what is suit to them. So I say, I must have the right to do that part of it. And I said, this is the way I like, and this is the way I want to do it, and you must give me permission to do so. So I don't know, Baba must have touched the mind of, intellect, because he can open, he can touch anybody's intellect. And my father says, okay, you can go, you can continue to go to the classes, but only thing you must not say to anybody, you're not going to get married. That's it. And I don't have that problem, because I had this study to go of at least for 6 long years. When I came in Baba's knowledge, I was in first year medical, and I had to go for 6 years. So I said, that's not a problem, because for 6 years I have some excuse. Okay, I'm studying. So that is not a problem. After 6 years, we'll see what happens. And during that time, there's so many Baba's points, the destruction will come. And so I said, by the time I finish my thing, everything will finish, and I go into the golden age, and that's it. So I continue the Baba's knowledge in that way. But while continuing the Baba's knowledge, In the beginning, when I came in Baba's knowledge, the Amrit Vela was not compulsory as a kind of Srimad. But in the 7 days course, they used to say, okay, Amrit Vela is a good thing, and you must do the Amrit Vela and all that. And myself and my sister both came in knowledge, and she was very accurate in Amrit Vela. From the time she came and 7 days course, I don't think she has missed Amrit Vela any day. And although she is old, maybe more than 75 years of age, will sit on the ground cross-legged in front of Baba's, translate, and she will sit. I don't sit that way. But I used to look at her that every day she sit in meditation, Amrit Vela. But I would not sit. I would attend, my routine will start from the attending the class. I will just sit for 5-10 minutes and I'll get up and I will study also my own study I had to do. And then I would cook some food because you need to cook the food of your own hand and eat. And that principle I started very early to cook my own food. So I would cook the food during the Amrit Vela time and I'll get ready. I'll go to the class and attend the regular classes. As regularity was my point from the beginning, not missing a class, no matter whether it's exam time, whether it is anything. Even at the time of exam when I had to reach very quick, I must go to the center. No matter 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 20 minutes, or whole Murli, but I would go every single day. And one day it happened that there was some communal rights, all the strikes and there was a curfew. And I said, I will not be able to go to class today because it's a curfew. And it's Thursday, Baba's day. And I was just kind of bird, like fluttering, what to do. So I said, okay. I just went in the kitchen and make the little book, and I sat down and start offering book to Baba. And I said, okay, there's no choice. We had to sit down right in the home and listen to the Baba's Murli, read Baba's Murli, and that's it. Today I will not be able to come and go to Baba's home. So I said, okay. I sat down. I was contented with my own self. And my father came and he said, what happened? You are God's children. Who can stop you? I think he must be just testing me. And I take it very serious. And I just get up and went to the center. What I would do is I will just go a little fast, and then I will stop in somebody's front of the house to take the little breath. And I said, if police look at me and I say, and say, why are you going out? So I'll say, I live here. Or something, and like this I reach, everything was closed, and they themselves were surprised that I reached to the center. Of course, they opened the door and I was able to read the Murli. And then they asked me to stay in the center till the curfew is open. And when curfew is open, then I come back to the home. But it was a in the beginning you do have the intoxication of everything, that you want to be regular in the class. And even my father left the body. At the time of class, like 5 o'clock, he left the body. That is the time we usually go to the class. I was the only person who was, of course, taking care of all the news, all the things, giving messages and preparations and all that. And everything finished between 5 o'clock to the 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Because in India, everything they do immediately. And by 3:15, I was in the center, to listen to the Murli. Because there was always, even because of the background I come from, in the bhakti also, you don't even want to drink the tea or water before you go and do the prayer. That is the type. Nowadays, after coming to Baba's knowledge, we sometimes drink tea and toli, but still I can't eat food before listening to Baba's Murli. And so I just prepare myself and I take my food to the center, and then I said, okay, I will listen to the Murli, then I'll eat food, and then things like that. So it was a great pleasure. Used to give the great intoxication and great happiness, that whether it's a rain, whether it is whatever it is. So I was good in those subject of regularity. But I was not good in the punctuality part of it, and I was not good in full attention. And when Dadi spoke about that part of it, that if you can keep your routine, and when that Baba's Murli came, the carelessness and laziness, I said, this is a yukti actually to follow. So in the month of December last year, I started checking myself. And I put, according to Baba's routine, I put on a piece of paper the timings, means timings in the sense that in Madhuban we had the Murli starting at 7 o'clock, but there we start very early, at like 5:30 we start our classes. We open the center at 5:30, and 5:45 we sit in meditation officially, and then 6 o'clock we usually read the Murli. So I put all the chart according to the days of the program which we have, including traffic control and all that. And I say, I will going to follow this routine of the day, whether it's the morning or evening. And this word original, time to time, those old days start coming in my mind, and especially the 4 o'clock meditation, Amrit Vela. And I always used to do the Amrit Vela after some time, but it became official. Amrit Vela was official from 1975 when I was in India. I left India in 1976, but in 1975, and that time Baba inspired us to do Amrit Vela collectively. Everybody, all the center people should sit together and do Amrit Vela, and the person who is coordinating that center should conduct Amrit Vela. So I said, oh, that is great. The past memories are always a good thing to remember. I said, this is good. I think we must have the together meditation every day. And I would go and sit down on a gaddi, and whosoever come. I did not want to force anybody that you have to come and sit in front of me to, I will conduct a meditation. So some who want to sit, who don't want to sit, everything was okay for me. And I started my day from the morning very accurately for whole full month, And I think it was a great joy. Definitely it made me alert, it made me enthusiastic, and some of the carelessness, I recognize the carelessness, I recognize the mental laziness is somehow related to the mind affected by the circumstances and situation. Sometimes when we are enthusiastic and we are happy, everything happens fast. You even get ready before time, and you're waiting for time to do certain things. And sometimes it happens that you get affected by something, some waste thought, some impure thought, some negative thought, some conflict, some irritation. Something is there, and all of a sudden the speed of our work, even the daily activities, start slowing down, and it means then become a lot of excuses for us. Okay, I sleep late, or I had to work hard. I had to do this. I have the phone call to make. I had to inform so and so person. I had to do so many different things come, but actually it's a mind, which is affected by the situation or circumstances. in some way or other, either the situation is created by the human being or the nature or something. When those things happen, then our speed actually slow down or it become fast. Sometimes it slow down and slow down and slow down, and then we start becoming careless, and it become just a habit of us. That you could do it. It's nothing big, but because of the habit, it comes to stand still or slow down. And I said, nothing will going to affect me at this time when I am really making effort of this punctuality, because I want to make effort, and I think the inspiration which I get is that I will going to overcome some part of the laziness and carelessness and base thought and all that. I said, that's great. I must follow that part of it. And we follow. And then, of course, when I follow, the others start following also, and which was a very good thing. One day I was, before I decided to do that part of it, one day I was going to the class. Usually when dadis or sisters who read the Murli, when they sit on the gaddi, then the song is being played. Song before the Murli is played, and then Murli is being read. So somehow that day I came 2 or 3 minutes late, and the song is played already. So I sat down, I said, what is this? Why this song is being played already? So they're supposed to play the song. So after the Murli, I went and tell the brother who is doing the things. So he just laughed, and he said, sister, I was just trying to remind you. So I was a little bit not pleased with the answer. Then I said, I think I must pay attention to the things, something of that effect. And then I put myself in a position that, okay, that is also good. We're going to do that. And every day the happiness start increasing, And some of the things which I did not overcome, some of the sanskar, we all have some sanskar, and we recognize that, yes, this is my sanskar or that's my sanskar. I find that those sanskar I was able to overcome easily, which I was trying to make effort for a long period of time. So I was able to overcome those sanskar. And then the Christmas time came, and it was a lot of happiness and joy. Although we know that, it's not a festival which everybody celebrates, but the country I live there, everybody celebrates, whether you're which background you are, it doesn't matter. And there's always a very beautiful atmosphere of happiness, and lightness, and everybody preparing, everybody giving the gift, everybody giving the good wishes, and so many things happening. And there's a lot of lightness I experience. And of course, when we have the Christmas celebration, we celebrate the Christmas with all the students and all that. And the day of Christmas also, we read Murli, we offer bhog to Baba, and we like to give the good wishes to the souls with the background of Christmas. And usually we send the good wishes through a telephone or in greeting cards, or so many different ways we do. At that time, that day when I sat to offer bhog to Baba, with the thought that we must send the good wishes to all brothers and sisters of the Christian background, I could not do that part of it somehow. But I get another thought at that time, another feelings and inspiration at that particular time. I say, all the years I've been sending these good wishes to our brothers and sisters with a Christian background. This time, the special thought which came in my mind was, this time I will invite my sweet brother, Jesus Christ, in Baba's home. you know, and let him come to Baba's home with his followers and take the Baba's right, you know, because he had to take the right from Baba, and he had to get the blessing of Baba, and he had to get the message of Baba, and things like that. And I just invite, like in meditation, and offer bhog to Baba. And the whole day this feeling started increasing, the love and the feeling and this invitations, and then feeling that he'll accept the invitation and come to Baba's home, wherever it is, whatever it is, in a spiritual form or a physical form or whatever it is. It doesn't matter to me because I don't know, and I don't want to even know that part. It's more on the feeling level. So I said, okay. And the whole day the feeling remained with me that yes, he's going to come, he's going to come, he's going to come to Baba, he's going to take his right, he's going to get this message, he had to, so things like that, whole day, it continued with me. And in the end, like 7 to 7:30 meditation, I really felt that he accepted and must have visited wherever it is. And at least face-to-face Baba or something must have happened. I cannot say anything, and I'm not guaranteeing anything anyway. But I just felt that yes, and that gave me the new way to do service of Baba. And every day I will sit down and I will call some leader, or I will call some followers and some different people at some point in my timings of meditation. Not all the time, but sometime I put aside that, okay, this particular time is to do the world service and to do the invoke the souls to Baba's home, because all are Baba's children and they had to get the right coming to Baba's home. And it was definitely the great pleasure, just following the routine of Baba, and joy and happiness to increase every day. And of course, I did not have much plan to come to Madhuban this time. I said I'm going to come in the end, because I like to come in the end. Last Baba's visit, that is for so many years, I never miss. I may miss this time, but I always like to come to the last meeting of Baba. But somehow drama made me come this time, because I came in October also. By the time I went, it was November end. So that is why I was not feeling that I must come this time, but I felt put aside. But I come, somehow Baba made this drama to happen like that, and I come. And before I came to Madhuban, I wanted to have some Shivratri programs there in the country, because they have a lot of temples and to do the service. And I have this feeling in my mind that this time when I want to do the service of devotees, I want to invite them, even if I don't have to speak in a physical way, in a verbal way, but I have in my mind the feeling that now the marriage procession, marriage procession in Indian custom is just called Shiva's Barat. In Hindi we call it Shiva's Barat. It's a marriage procession of Shiva, where they have shown that how the god Shiva came and then he went, and behind him they show us he went to the mountain high on the hills or something like that, and behind that the various brides and the people who joined the procession, they went behind him, and it was the whole world joined him. And that Shiva Bharat is actually the scene of the last period of time, end then, where all the souls, Baba will going to go in front and all the souls will going to go behind, in the form of souls actually, but they have shown in the form of physical brides and physical people who are accompanying them. And I started getting this feeling of um, this is the time of Shiva's Bharat. Of course, we all celebrating Shiva Baba's birthday, and then we are celebrating our birthdays, because when Shiva Baba comes, then our spiritual birthday also starts. But beside that, that feeling which we all have, and we have come to Madhuban for that celebration, I am also experiencing the lot of Shiva's Bharat, that is marriage procession. Now it's time for the marriage. Everybody had to join, whether it's the Baba's children or whether it's the devotees or whether, when I went to Madhavan and I see the type of decoration, you must have gone to Madhavan and see the decoration. I say, gosh, this is the real marriage thing, is there, because that's the type of decoration they do. I think one of the things which saved me going to the worldly side was a marriage. I never get the feeling of that part of it. I was very small when I was about 5 years or 6 years. I don't know from where I heard the word called marriage in Hindi, whatever word is called. And I went and tell my mother, when are you going to get me married? So she was surprised, a 5 years or 6 years old child asking this question. And she said, okay, very soon. And after 2 or 3 days, I attended a marriage of somebody. And I find that this person who was getting married had to be decorated and then had to sit down in front of everybody, and everybody's eyes was falling on this person. I just felt that is not, if this is a marriage, no way I'm going to. And from that day onwards, I said, I had to save myself. I don't want to sit down in front of so many people and everybody is watching me. I'm not going to do that. And I think that helped me a lot to come in Baba's knowledge. And when I hear it, come in Baba's knowledge, and I said, okay, here we don't have to do those things. And I was never attracted towards, decorating and sitting down in front of the people, that part of it. But it's so strange after so many years. This Shivratri, I am just feeling that now is time for us to be like Baba's brides and go. I even was so shy to even use the word bride. I would use all the different words for Baba. In my mind, I may use something like that, but externally, I never use the word that I am bride of Shiv Baba or I am, lover of Shiv Baba, or that. Those words was only inside my mind. But this time, I just very openly, I feel it, and I use these words, and I feeling that, okay, it's a Shiva's Bharat. I have come to join in Shiva's Bharat and Shiva's marriage procession, and all of us had to return to Baba's home. Of course, Baba says that before the time comes, these are the type of feelings you'll get. And not only just a feeling to go, but the feeling to decorate, decorate spiritually. That is what is important for all of us. And I just felt how to decorate myself. One is just to inculcate the divine virtues, which Baba is talking about. And the second is that we had to settle our karmic accounts in a different ways. And if we had to settle our karmic account, what type of the feelings which we need to create in our mind? I say best thing which we can do is, we don't even have to wait for somebody who have done something wrong with me to come. That person, they have troubled me so much, and that person must realize, and that person will come one day to bow down to my feet and say, okay, please forgive me, or something like that. Why? I said, no, we don't have to wait for nobody, for somebody to realize and come or do this one or accept this one or accept that one. I say, whether I know the person, I don't know the person, our duty is to forgive everyone. And not only everyone, forgive everyone, as well as ask Baba to forgive them too. Because all of us, in some way or other way, we have the little problem of not completely that purity of that part. So we all make little mistakes, and we need all forgive. And when one day I must have spoken this point before also, and I would like to repeat it. One day I had a very beautiful experience of forgiving. And I was just sitting in meditation. I did not even thinking about that part of it. The word forgiveness was not in my mind when I was sitting in meditation. So I was sitting in meditation, and all of a sudden, the few thoughts start coming in my mind. You see, first thought came in my mind, when you're talking about forgiveness, why you want to bring this word forgiveness? So the question came in my mind, and then answer came in my mind. And answer came in my mind because you want to forgive others, because you want to forgive others, but before you forgive others, you had to forgive your own self. So I said, why I had to forgive myself? So answer came in my mind in meditation, that you had to forgive yourself because whatever situation somebody brought for you, you did not remain unaffected. You also get affected by that. And because you get affected, means you also made a mistake. Somebody gave the sorrow and you accept the sorrow and you take the sorrow. So if somebody has given the sorrow, it's wrong. That somebody accepted the sorrow and feel bad about it is also wrong. So I had to actually forgive myself first. So I say, okay, this is good. The good experience, this good conversation with Baba. And then second point came in my mind, that I must also ask Baba to forgive me and prepare me better for the future. So I said, okay, ask for forgiveness, Baba. Then I said, the person who came to me, whatever way if the person come with anger or person come with whatever situation the person come, if I would have recognized that situation, that person would have become the instrument for my upliftment, upgrading my spirituality. If I have recognized that is a test, or that person is under the influence of his own sanskar, but I did not recognize that part of it, I take into different way. So that person could have done upgrading for my stage, but instead of that, because I could not recognize that this is a test where I could have upgraded, I fall short. So I had to ask the forgiveness to that person also, that you came and you actually wanted me to progress in my life, but because I could not recognize, I was not able to do that part of it, so ask for forgiveness to that person. And then final part of the conversation, meditation, was that now I am ready to forgive the person. And the forgiveness to the person was in the form of lot of good feeling and good blessings, because I felt the person at that time could have come to get help from me, but because I could not recognize, instead of helping the person, giving the good wishes, giving the good vibrations, giving the good thing, I myself got affected. So I did not help myself and I did not help. And because of that, maybe the consequences in person's life may be different. If that time, if we get a help from me as an instrument of God, the consequences could have been different. So I felt that I must send a good vibration, good feeling, and lots of blessings to compensate what I did not do before. And lot of blessings, that wherever you are, God, a special blessing, a special lottery, special this, a special that. And, and soon after that, I said, I must experiment on it during the meditation. After having him finish, and I said, and I bring one person in my mind. And I started exercising step by step, one forgiving myself, then for asking forgiveness from Baba, then asking forgiveness to from the person, then asking. So different ways I started doing that way. And lots of blessing to the person. Lots of blessing to the person. I say, wherever you are, whatever you are doing, let God bring the real blessing and lottery to you. So I just get up from meditation. I was very happy on that day and very light. Whatever I was doing it, everything was very fast and continue to do. And so much was done on that day. And in between the phone rang and I answered the phone. When I answered the phone, the person who I put in my mind to forgive and good wishes, that is a person who called. And that was after a year, we did not have communication and things like that. And the person said, oh, Hans, so happy. I said, what wrong? What is happening? Oh, I got somebody sponsoring the ticket to go to Madhavan. I'm going to Madhavan. I said, that's great. I can't say that what I am doing, I did, that was the cause of everything. That person karmas had to work out, that person effort must be working out. But little touch, little touch of blessing, a little touch of good wishes, I think was what I feel that was a contributing factor in it. And I started enjoying. I say, oh gosh, I can't do this exercise with one person. Let me do just collectively with the 2 or 3 people or 5 people. Then I started doing 10 people. Then I started doing more people. Then I said, okay, now the whole world I had to do. Because somewhere along the line we have in interaction, we have good interaction, we have bad interaction, we have so many different type of things. So I said, I had to do that part of it. And I say, in preparation for my, going, this bridal kind of thing or the marriage procession, I think this should be my main focus of forgiving, asking Baba to forgive, and a lot of good wishes, and a lot of returns of whatever effort everyone is making, and I am enjoying it. I'm feeling good about things, and coming to Madhuban, of course, has become the more blessing, because when you are in your old place, you can make effort, but you had to create your own vibrations, and you had to do it, and sometimes it may not be so possible. But when you come to Madhavan, and so many brothers and sisters are there who are making effort, the land where so many years, 70 years, of course, the whole institution, but of course in Mount Abu it's not so many years, maybe 50 and over. So making effort become easy any time. And when I used to come to Madhavan before, I used to write a big list of things. When I go back, I will going to do this. I go back, I will going to this effort. When I go back, I'm going to be making effort in this area. I go back, and I always used to make a lot of lists and write down the point. And I say, oh, I'm taking the determined thought, I'm going to go with determined thought. And many times when I go there, I'm not able to reach whatever I decided to do it. And I said, that is not working out. You want to do something, you making a determined thought in Madhuban, and you want to do something, and it's not working out as I want. I'm falling short, getting affected by the atmosphere, getting affected by something happening somewhere, and vibration and dilution of the vibration is there, so strength is not there. What you think here and what you do there is so much difference. So what should be the yukti I should follow? So I said, okay, I will write down the things. And I must start making effort from now here in Madhuban. Even if I'm not making effort in Madhuban physically, because if I want to put a situation in front of me and I say I'm going to work in this situation in a better way, and situation is not there, because I am in Madhuban, I don't have that situation. When I go there, I will going to have the situation. So what should I do? So I said, I will going to mentally, bring the scenario. And I had to start making effort, mentally making effort here. And then I had to go. So everything which I think I had to do when I go back, I will going to write down. I write down and start making effort, whether I write down or whether I mentally, in my mind I write, or on the paper I write, and I will make effort from here only. So that strength will going to be there, and the power will be there. And I find that there was a great, great difference, in my past. And I think I will feel the continued difference as I do in my effort, as I make my effort. And I suggest everybody that don't wait that, I go and do this effort, I make this effort when I go this way, that way. But start making effort here, mentally, And then send the vibrations, and you'll feel that you just had to continue to make continuation of the mental effort into physical effort, and there will be great, great success. So preparation for Shivratri, of course, or Shiv Jayanti, as Sister said, Sister Meera said that tomorrow we're going to be having 5th flag hoisting, And so far I'm getting the opportunity to go everywhere in the first place of Baba in Abu Road. And then yesterday, of course today I am in the class. I may not reach for the flag hoisting, but our flag hoisting is there. And this time, flag hoisting has a different meaning. Because I was telling, okay, Shivratri time, attend this one. I said, no, this had to be very different. This time we had to hoist the flag of Baba. Although we listened to the message, Dadi saying that, and Dadi Guljar saying that we had to hoist the flag of recognition, flag of victory, flag of happiness, and flag of... I said this time we had to really hoist the flag of deep love and good wishes for each and every one. Regardless of what they are and how they are, let their karmas don't become the karmas of us. And that feeling of the forgiveness, that feeling of happiness should always be there. And have the unlimited mind, unlimited. Everything should be unlimited. The greatest things which I enjoy in the confluence age, in the path of devotion, we used to say, I am God. Or God is omnipresent. We see each other as God. So many different ways they used to tell us that, God, 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 omnipresence, this, that. But now I feel that in the confluence age, by recognizing Baba, we become God, but with the word master. Master means son. Master God, master ocean of peace, master ocean of love, master ocean of bliss, master remover of sorrow and giver of happiness. Everything with a master, which gives us the intoxication, highest intoxication, that whatever God is doing, we are just following. We are companion of God. God is one who is removing the sorrow and giving happiness. So we had to remove the sorrow and we had to give the happiness. We had to be ocean of love. We had to be ocean of peace. We had to be ocean of bliss. We had to be ocean of power. We had to be ocean of everything. So Master gives us intoxication of playing that highest role with Baba, and Master also gives us the humility. It's not me alone. It's not me on the highest, but there is Baba, and we are becoming Baba's helper in whatever we are doing. So those are the points which I enjoy the most at the confluence age, being the Master God. You know, highest intoxication, and yet the being humble and being nimit, what is called that, being instrument of God. So all these things definitely helps us in preparing our mind. And Dadi Janki is reminding us, as you know, that last Morley or Dadi take the, on behalf of all of us, that we're going to finish our waste till Shivratri, and we're going to give the certificate of that. So I think we all had to join together with Baba and Dadis to cooperate in this respect of waste thought. And I think we can finish the waste thought just not thinking about the waste thought. Somewhere I went and the person said, I have waste thought, that's why I'm not going to Madhavan. I said, that is waste thought. Just thinking that I am not going to Madhavan because I have waste thought, that is a waste thought itself. So that is not going to allow. I think that is what you have to finish. Because when we engage ourselves in the positive thought and positive feeling, then of course everything can finish in our lives. So I wish every one of us able to get that strength and courage to do that and join with Dadis to finish the waste thought.
Om Shanti. I'm from Sri Lanka. I come from the Kandy Center. It is a small center. It is actually in the mountains, in the valley. And I'm actually known as Tsunami Sister because I think I was the only one who was really affected on the spot and was saved by Baba. I like to share my experience with you all. Actually, it's a very long story. I'll try to make it as short as possible and just tell you all the essence. Actually, on the 26th of December, 19 of my family members and myself, my daughter had just recently got married, and all of us had gone to this holiday resort, which is just 100 feet away from the beach. And in the morning, early morning, we went for a walk and came back. And the sky was so beautiful and the sea was so calm, and none of us would have ever dreamt, such a disaster was going to take place within half an hour. Then we all came to the dining room. The dining room faces the sea, open. It's like that, and just 100 feet away is the beach, the sea. Then a friend of mine had come from US for my daughter's wedding. She sat in front of me. I think she wanted to irritate me or something, or not exactly irritate, just to ask me. She said, your daughter is going off today, this morning with her husband. Are you not feeling sorry? So I said, no. She has her life to lead, I have mine. And then I gave her a small talk on attachment and detachment. Then within few seconds, we heard everybody shouting and howling, and we didn't know what it was. Then suddenly to see, we were rooted to the ground. We were just looking at the sea. It came right in front of us and hit the wall on that side. This side, it's open, right? And my daughter and my sister, who had come from Singapore, they were washed away. And my daughter screamed and said, Amma, Amma, that is in Tamil, So I said, go. I don't know from where I got the word to say go. Here, my friend, what she did, I never knew that she was scared of water. She just put both her arms around my neck and just choked me. Practically, I just couldn't breathe. The water had already come in 40 feet and the waves were just coming in. But we were both standing on the ground. Then I remembered that year, 30th of November, Baba's Murali, he said natural calamities and the destruction. And I can remember on that very particular day, I asked Sister Thiru, who is in charge of our center, Sister, what is these natural calamities Baba is always talking about? Then she explained to me, but then I didn't take it, 100% that such a thing was going to happen. And with all these modern facilities, what water can do to us or to the land. But then I remembered, after that only my thought went, this is the natural calamity. And I said the word, Baba. And at that minute, my friend let go both her arms, and I don't know what happened to her. I shot up like a cock. I don't know how to swim. I just shot up like a cock, and I started, up and down, and the water was up to here. The whole floor is filled up with water, the building. I was taken out near to the sea. The next, I said, Baba, I'm in your hands. You can do whatever you want with me. I'm yours. And after that, I heard screams and screams of people, children, everybody underwater, screaming, death cry. I realized this is real destruction, and Baba is really showing me what it is, And then I think I must have gone into deep meditation. I didn't know what happened. And then after about 10 or 20 minutes, I opened my eyes. Now the sea has practically come into all the buildings. And the whole place was very calm. Not a soul to be seen, no human being, nothing. I thought I was the only person in this whole wild world. Everybody is drowned, only I was alive. So I just looked up, but I was just floating like a cock. Up to here, the water. It's Baba's wonder. Then I saw two tourists hanging on to a window sill, which is about 20 feet height. I told Baba, how am I going to go there? I don't know how to swim. You won't believe, there was a wave which pushed me. I clung on with one of my arms to the window sill. And I just waited there. My legs are not on the floor at all, but they were just hanging. Then about 20 minutes later, I saw both of them getting down. I told myself, I'm not going to be foolish to get down because they are taller than me. They have water up to here. I'm sure if I get down, I'll be drowned. So I waited for some time. A little later, I realized that I had a very deep cut in this hand, and the bone was showing. But I didn't have the pain, but I kept on thinking about Baba. And I just looked around to see the geography of that place, because the others were all in the rooms and dining room, and I couldn't see anybody, nothing. And, I was not worried about all that. And then when I got down, I thought I had lost both my legs because they were so numb and all the things had hit me very badly bruised, but that didn't matter. I removed my slippers and started looking for my friend. I had water up to here now. Then you could see people are coming up from the water, each one, from somewhere, we don't know who they are. And then somebody shouted and said, go back, go hold on to the tree, another wave is coming. So there was a miserable looking tree. We held on to that for some time. And then they said, please, all of you walk to the land side, don't go to the sea. But here I haven't met I have 3 daughters, I haven't met them at all. I don't know where they are. They don't know where the other members of the family. So, but anyway, I had taken it, it's all drama plan. There's nothing new. Then while I was just going, my youngest daughter shouted and said, Amma. So I said, okay. out of the 3 strings, now Baba has given me 1. Now let's see where the other 2. And I just looked around, I saw the cabans where we had stayed. We had taken 10 cabans. They were all flat. The roof had come down. Then as I walked a little further, one by one, they came up. And later I got to know from where I was hanging, there were three from my group have been drowned. And my friend with whom I was last, she was also drowned and she was floating there. So we had to pick up all the 3 bodies, and you know what we do. Then we had then my daughter looked, she's a medical student, so she saw my wound and said, Amma, this is very dangerous. Your bone is showing and you know it's a very deep cut. Now it's going to take us about 5 hours to get back to our hometown. We better go for some medical aid. So we walked a little further, we went to a dispensary. That dispensary itself underwater. And the doctor looked at me and said, Madam, everything is no hot water, no injection, no anesthetic, nothing. How can I give you your sutures? You need it very badly. So I said, no, don't worry, doctor. I will go. I have my Baba with me. I'll go into meditation. You can give the sutures and I won't feel the pain. Exactly, he gave me about 3 sutures. I didn't feel the pain. There, Baba helped me again. Then now we had to walk about 5 kilometers to a place where they had kept all these, people, the refugees. When we went there, Baba again showed me they were bringing trucks and trucks load of people who have died, children, mothers, everybody howling, you know. So I just went and sat with some of them and consoled them. I thought this is what Baba wanted me to know and see and how I should go about. And then it took us a long time before we could get back to our hometown. And then another thing I like to mention to you all, I think the family, the BK family, did not know where I had gone except only one friend. You know, so they all knew that I was not involved in that. And 2 days later, when I went to the center to hear Murali, hobbled, and with all the pain I went, the welcome the family gave me, I think that was one of the greatest thing you will feel. Very happy. I really started crying that day when each one of them came and said, oh, sister, it's so nice to see you. 2 of them are there, Sister Gauri and Sister Subhashini. Both of them, they gave me so much encouragement and said, you know, sister, you have settled all your karmic accounts. I hope so. And Om Shanti. But if you all want to listen to others, how each one had, the other 19 members had undergone, maybe I can tell you all later. Om Shanti.